to orient yourself here at Hawn's Mill on this beautiful day. Before I start telling you what happened yesterday at 4 o'clock, do you remember what happened yesterday at 4 o'clock? Oh no, that was 182 years ago. So a lot of things have changed. But this is south, and this is north, and Shoal Creek flows this way, and it makes a turn right here and flows to the north. Now, you're looking, you see that draw? Look right up there, that's a draw. Looks like something comes and empties into the Shoal Creek. That's called Hawn's Creek. That's a marker. If you follow Hawn's Creek up about 600 or 500 yards, it terminates in some springs and a well. And this was a source of water for the people here at Hawn's Mill, in addition to the Shoal Creek. To the south again is Escape Hill. This is where they would run up the hill and find refuge in the trees. If you go up to the property line of David Lewis, David Lewis owned 80 acres and included a cemetery, an Indian cemetery. It's now called the White Cemetery. And his brother, Benjamin Franklin Lewis, ran across the mill dam with 4 others, ran up Escape Hill, and when he got up to the property line of his brother David, there's a stone wall fence up there. And he stood on the stone wall fence, and it's reported that he shot back to the mob that was down here in the flat part here, and a man with a long-range musket or rifle shot Benjamin off of the wall, and he died later that evening, and his brother David buried him in his yard. Years later, they asked the people that own that area to bury him in the cemetery. We don't know which cemetery it was. It very well could be the White Cemetery. People still today, it's an active cemetery at the top of the hill here. And there was a friend of mine by the name of Charlene Ward. She was the Caldwell County clerk 25 years ago. And she gave me some documents and helped me with the history of Caldwell County. In the years 2000, 2002, her husband died. His name was Lionel, and he's buried up in the White Cemetery. There's quite a history up there, including the Indians that are possibly buried up there. This whole area is a beautiful area, and when they do archaeological digs here, they find remnants of the Indian cultures going back to the woodland period of time. In the year 2000, started in 1998, the Missouri Mormon Frontier Foundation did archaeological digs here. They did deep ground radar, They did infrared photography, and they would bring students during the summertime, and they would dig squares about 1 meter by 1 meter, and they would dig down about 2 feet until they would find the strata, or the era where they would start finding the Mormon era artifacts. So there were holes all over in here, and they tried to find the blacksmith shop and the well that would have been right out here. In 1888, the church historian Andrew Jensen came, and they located a stone, one of the millstones from Hawn's mill, that was placed over the burial site, or the unfinished well where the bodies were buried. And the stone was placed there a couple of years before by a son of one of the men that was killed there. That stone is now part of the Seltzer Monument. People have been taking souvenirs off it for all the years, and so it's pretty well broken up now. It's interesting to know that the pioneers, the Mormons, used large red boulders made out of granite, they call them red stones, to mark their section corners. And they would find these boulders that were brought down from the north by the Ice Age, the glaciers, and they would use those to mark their properties. And they also used one to make the millstones, one set of millstones that was used for the mill. The mill was located about right over here. We'll go look at some landmarks there. If we want to shut that off for a minute, we'll relocate and go look at where the dam was, where the crossing was, and about where the mill was.